Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik. Many of the people are of the view that their life has become boring. It's not enjoyable anymore at all. Despite the fact that they have achieved something worthwhile, they have achieved certain things which were considered as symbols of success. Despite all that, their life is boring. They feel, they think like this one. And this boredom on the constant basis, it could be dangerous or injurious in the sense that it can take a person toward the wrong direction. I mean, those who are drug addicts, many of them were feeling boredom in their life earlier, which took them to do something extreme for the sake of a thrill, for the sake of a high. So, boredom is dangerous and we need to do certain things about it. It should not be ignored. Since this is the topic of our today's discussion, and we will speak upon this subject, if you feel your life is boring, say goodbye to these 11 behaviors. If you think your life is boring, say goodbye to these 11 behaviors. What are these? Let's try to understand. First of all, it is living on autopilot. Living on autopilot. What is this, by the way? Routines, routines, and routines. One routine after another, one routine after another, and the whole day is consumed in following, in pursuing, in counting the routines. You don't have to think. You don't have to think that what to do next. Or you don't even think that what sort of changes are needed, what sort of improvements are needed in my schedule, in my schedule. So being an autopilot, obviously it will invite boredom. Number two, living in your comfort zone. We people, we have become shirkers. We don't want to do justice with our time. We want the easy and the comfortable situation. We don't want to put ourselves into any sort of discomfort. Not to talk of the difficulties, we don't even want to put ourselves into some sort of discomfort. Doing whatever we can to keep ourselves comfortable enough, that is something really bad. And obviously, if at all we are determined to keep ourselves comfortable, it means that we will be skipping many important things. So we need to come out of the comfort zone and we should be ready to face the discomforts in the life. Number three, not setting personal goals. Goal setting is very important. Planning is very important. If at all there are no targets and no goals, this means that there will be no verve in the life. no enthusiasm in the life, no hard work in the life, no smart work in the life. So personal goal setting, that is really important. Not setting personal goals. Number 4, spending too much time on social media. Social media are the new norm of today's society. But since every excess is a bad thing, so in the same view, if at all we are overusing the social media, the side effects will be automatically there, which we need to avoid. Which we need to avoid. Overuse, spending too much time on the social media. Number 5, neglecting self care. Neglecting self care. What is meant by it? We need to take care of our health. Health first and certain other things then. We cannot afford to ignore the self care because the results will be horrible. But remember that being in the comfort zone and taking care of yourself, these are two different things. So there is a thin line between the two of these which we need to understand and follow. Try to stay out of the comfort zone, but taking care of ourselves, our vital interest, like the health at the top of it and certain other things. But since this is not the topic of self care, so we are going to talk about it very briefly only. Neglecting self care. Number 6, not making time for hobbies. Hobbies are very important and put color into our life. Otherwise, our life will be dull enough. Dear friends, we need to take care of. We need to, my dear friends, we need to take out time for the hobbies. That is very, very important. Number 7, avoiding deep conversation. Listening the deep conversation on our smartphone or computer, listening the deep conversation live, participating in the deep conversation with other people. Serious, deep conversation, that is also quite important. In depth study of something, that is quite important. Avoiding deep conversation. Number 8, not exploring your surroundings. We have presupposed that there is nothing interesting or useful around me. That's very bad. It's not true at all. The truth is that there are certain very interesting things, useful and beneficial things around us. So we should not be ignoring those things at all. We rather need to explore our surroundings. Number 9, always saying no. Some of the people are reactionaries. They say no to every new thing, which is absolutely wrong. We need to consider everything else well, and then obviously some of the things will be selected, should be selected, another some of these things will be rejected, keeping in view the effect and the impact of those things upon our life. Number 10, not prioritizing relationships. Relationships are very important for every human being. Networking, very important for every human being. Social networking, not on the social media, but in reality. Do prioritize the relationships. It should be kept amongst the priorities. Positive healthy relationships should be kept amongst the in the priorities. Number 11 and the last, being too hard on oneself. Being too hard on oneself. Some of the people, they are self indulgent. They are absolutely wrong, and they are doing a kind of enmity with themselves. And another, some of the people, they are too hard on themselves. Both of these are the extremes. Both of these are the extremes which must be avoided. Dear friends, this is the case. If you think your life is boring, say goodbye to these 11 behaviors. Thank you.